She say she want a man to get it dripping wet, body for Balenciagas on my feet, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I got these pointers, neck and wrist, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in this game, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Balenciagas on my stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'em. And we are back in the building on another Sunday Night Live. And tonight we got a special guest. First guest on Sunday Night Live. He goes by the name of Zay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, 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 dollar. Let them know who you are, sir.
What's up, y'all? My name's Zay, Isaiah. We finna get into it.
So tonight, not only do we have a special guest, but we also have a topic. Anytime I let my guests come on my show, I allow them to go ahead and pull up the topic that they want to talk about. Tonight was going to be a good one, and it's also a heater, just due to the fact that it literally goes hand in hand to the shit that I talk about anyway. I see we already got people here in the live, and you already liked the video. Thank you so much. Definitely gonna say we appreciate that. So, Zay, do me a favor. Go ahead and let them know what the topic is tonight.
Alright, so today we finna pretty much be talking about gender roles and relationship expectations.
Gender roles and relationship expectations.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the conversations where, they like to call us misogynist, narcissistic. They like to call us haters. They gonna say we hate women, and this is where they also say we gay.
Nah, not even that. But all in all, I just feel like it's a lot of a lot of confusion when it comes to just the topic itself. You feel me?
I mean, there's a ton of confusion. I was actually literally just in a group, a Facebook post where, what's his name? We keep having Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon keep having all these kids, and they tried to say that Mariah Carey had to be embarrassed of the situation when weren't they all just at a birthday party together?
Right, what she got to be embarrassed about?
That's another thing. What she got to be embarrassed about when he is not with her, he doing his own thing, living his own life. Mm-hmm. So due to the fact that I said he's literally out here doing God's work, because God did say go out and multiply. That's exactly what he's doing. All the women know exactly what he's doing, so he's not cheating on anybody. So where's the hard feelings? Like, what is there to be, embarrassed about? What's your thoughts on that?
Honestly, when it comes to just a man doing his own thing, let's be real. Men do their thing, women do their thing, but where everything gets lost at is the communication part. Because everybody want to sit here and say, oh, this person did me wrong, this person moving funny, this person doing this person doing that. But can a woman actually sit here and say that if a man was to sit here and tell you that, hey, yeah, me and you are cool, me and you got this relationship going on, this and that, but hey, it's missing this. So I'm going to just do my thing, you can do your thing or whatever, and the woman actually be cool with that? Because a lot of women say, oh, just tell me the truth or just be honest. A lot of people say that in general, just be honest. But that's the thing, a lot of people can't handle that honesty. You feel me?
So what you're saying is, for all the women in the world that run out here and say, just tell me the truth, if we tell them the truth, they can't handle the truth. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, because at the end of the day, if you really, really think about it, how many times have anybody just sat here and said like, oh, like I'm gonna just take the truth for what it is. You feel me? It's not many times. I've even like personally, I've been in situations with people, women, things like that, where it's like, tell me the truth so I can, handle it the way I need to handle it. As far as being straight up, if a man approached you like on some shit saying that he just want to have sex or whatever, y'all want us to be honest about that. The women want us to be honest. But if a man approaches you like that, you're gonna simply shut him down. But he came straight up. You feel me? Versus another man that came in the picture that wanted to like lie and sugarcoat and finesse it. Wearing a mask, he can get away with murder. You feel me? Like he can get the pussy. He can just go on and skate off. But then where's the accountability on the woman's part?
Yeah, I mean, they say that the lie is sweeter than the truth, right?
Absolutely.
And a woman will buy the lie before she'll buy the truth.
Right, but why is that though? That like and that's my biggest thing. So it's like I try to like don't get me wrong. It's like we done all been there. We done all made mistakes. We done all lied. We done all tried to sugarcoat stuff. But I'm at the point in my life right now to where it's like I'm not finna lie to you, baby girl. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. If you don't like it, I ain't coming this world with you. I'm not leaving this world with you. We can be as tight as you want to. We can have the best bond in the world. But at the end of the day, respect me as a man. I'm going to respect you as a woman. Everything ain't going to be like, peaches and cream. You feel me? Like, sometimes it's going to get hard. Sometimes people going to cheat. Sometimes people going to flirt. Sometimes people going to do these things. But at the end of the day, if this person is honest about it, it ain't really nothing you can do but respect that person. You feel me?
Dom DeMarco.
We gonna get out of Don DeMarco. So, just to break this down, because I wasn't even planning on starting off this quick and jumping into it this fast. But let's just throw it out there. At the end of the day, what you're saying is, if you have somebody that you are entertaining, or someone that you are with, and you start off the relationship 100% honest. So let's say you are Nick Cannon, and all these women happen to know each other, and they all are okay with it, and okay with having this man's child. There's no arguments, and there's no fight. No harm, no foul.
Absolutely. No harm, no foul. Because they all knew about it. You feel me? If you know about the situation, that's like if I'm dating somebody and we've been dating for 3 months, but another female hit me on something like, she trying to chill, she trying to kick it, all of that. I'm gonna come back home and tell my woman, you feel me? Even if I did or didn't chill with her, she has the right to know. So when it does pop up, my woman not looking stupid. So with Nick Cannon, him talking to whoever he talking to, have a baby with whoever he having a baby with, if he telling all his baby mama straight up like, hey, this is the situation, so-and-so is pregnant, or I just did this, or I just did that, you can't do nothing but respect that, because at least you didn't find out from the other woman. At least you ain't find out in the streets, you feel me?
Hold on. Shots fired, because I know a lot of women is not going to like hearing that. But again, a lot of people actually...
He needs some milk.
Because at the end of the day, the truth is what the truth. And you can't really sit here and complain about something that you already know is going on.
Exactly.
Not only that, honesty is what truly rules the world. And most people, as much as they say, and unfortunately, I've been saying this for a long time, and they like to call me all kinds of names, from misogynist to everything else, just for speaking what it is. But it is what it is. The truth is the truth. You can't change the truth. Truth is, if you gave a man the option between having a woman but being able to have multiple women, whether it's sexual, 9 times out of 10, everything men want to do with women is sexual, he's going to take that. He is going to take that, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Think about polygamy right there. So many people want to practice polygamy, and so many couples, they want a third, and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, can anybody honestly sit here and say, like, I even approach it from both angles. You feel me? If my woman approached me saying she wanted to bring another woman into our, into our bedroom, into our relationship and all that, okay, I'll be open to hearing about it. If she wanted to bring another man into the relationship, it gets a lot of backlash, like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna give you a threesome, you need to give me a threesome, or if we're gonna do this way, you need to do it that way. But at the end of the day, look at the world for what it is right now. a lot of households, they are not gonna like survive off of just one income, barely even two. You feel me? So it's like I ain't got a problem with polygamy, but a lot of women that actually like sit here and praise it and want to go for it and want to experiment with it, it's like it's always at the end of the day for a selfish reason. It's never like a joint. It's never like together, because it's like one person gonna end up with their feelings hurt at the end of the day. Let's just be 100.
And 9 times out of 10, it's the female because they're the
Exactly.
more emotional of the two, and they usually can't. They are the first ones to say, "Hey, let's do this," but when it comes down to actually doing it, they want to run from it
Right, exactly.
because they say things that they truly don't mean, and that's not a bad thing. It's just we now live in a society where if a woman says things that isn't quote unquote politically correct, they're judged way more than what a man is. There's not many women that I know in the world that we are in today where women want to have multiple men if they're truly in love with their man.
I beg to differ though, because I see it a lot, especially within this age group, within this generation. I see it so much. So many women are scared to settle down. So many women are scared of a good man. I'm gonna just say it like that. So it's like they willing to experiment and date, multiple different men and have all these different options just so like, they can have their cake and eat it too.
But that's options. We're talking about women that are willingly ready to go out and quote unquote be a hoe. Women don't particularly want to be fucked on by a bunch of different men.
Unless
Especially
it's something that they enjoy, like, cause you got women out here like
porn stars.
yeah, porn stars, and you got girls out here that are actually proud to like do what they do. You feel me? Like do the dates and all that.
But we know that they also are not looking to be married. We talking about, let's put it in perspective. The majority
Okay.
of the women of the world want to be married, and we all know that if a woman is getting ran through,
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna marry her?
Nobody at all.
Correct. So the women that are out here giving it to everybody are not per se looking for marriage. But hold on. Before we even get into this, because we didn't even get past the intro. Zay, tell the world who you are. Tell them what you do. Tell them about you. You got a podcast. You do podcasts yourself. Let the world know who you are.
Yeah. So my name's Zay. I do got a podcast, Zay Corner Podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts. Y'all can go ahead and check it out. First 2 episodes is gone ahead and up there already.
What else you do?
And then for the most part, full-time father. Other than that, music, podcast, just be doing my thing, having fun, man.
All right, and then you're about to be on YouTube soon, right?
Absolutely. Zay's Corner Podcast on YouTube.
So look out for that. I'll make sure to grab his link. His channel's not live yet, but you can go ahead and subscribe to it. Again, we have 2 subjects tonight that we're going to talk about. We half-ass got into one of them literally on accident, just talking about Nick Cannon and all these goddamn babies he keep having. What do you think the reason is behind him having all these kids? I say legacy and the fact that he knows he's dealing with something health-wise, and I feel like he wants to make sure his name lives on. People don't give Nick Cannon his flowers for everything that
Absolutely.
he does, because he's got a lot. He's got a lot of money. I mean, Nick Cannon, with all his companies put together, puts him well over $1 billion, and people don't realize or understand that. And his only 2 kids was initially with Mariah Carey.
Right.
He wants kids that are literally going to push his legacy to the next level. What's your thought process?
To be honest, I look at it as like, for one, I do agree with what you're saying. Like, a lot of people don't give Nick Cannon his flowers at all, but it's like he get a lot of backlash about, having so many kids and so many kids with different women. And I don't even know if you actually seen what they was saying about Nick, about none of his baby mamas actually being black. Like they made a whole thing about that, but at the end of the day, who cares? You feel me? Love ain't got no skin color.
It's always amazing how the moment a man does anything good, positive, like they would be talking shit about him if he didn't take care of his kids, but he actually
Exactly.
takes care of his kids. So now it's a bad thing because he's doing it with multiple women. Like he's just supposed to be stuck with one woman, although he's unmarried. And again, he has all
Exactly.
these women know each other.
Mm-hmm.
They know what's going on. They're okay with it. He takes care of the kids and their lifestyle. So at the end of the day, what is he doing wrong? What is being done that bothers people so much?
Honestly, I can't even tell you because I can sit here and ask the same question like, what is the real issue? It's like me personally, I don't see no issue with anything he's doing. Like you said, he's not married. He has no ties to these women except for the kids, and as long as he's fulfilling his obligations as a father, there should be no type of backlash, no type of criticism towards anything that this man is doing. Me myself, I have 4 kids. I work. I try to make sure that I take care of all of them regardless of whatever my kids' mothers got going on. It's not my business. My life ain't y'all business. Y'all life ain't my business.
In the chat, they said the women don't care, but everyone else has an opinion. I agree with that
That's
100%. When I did music, everybody had an opinion. They had an opinion about the woman that I was dating. Okay, so when I was dating Hoops, they had an opinion about me being with Hoops. Okay, when I left Hoops and I was with an unknown, they had an opinion about the unknown, and then they did their best to try to figure out who that is. I was dealing with somebody that was on Bad Girls Club. She was my girlfriend for a period of time. It was Portia. They had something to say about me being with Portia. It's like every time you're in the limelight and you're doing anything major, they have something to say, which is why I got away from even doing music and getting out the music industry, because it's like the more you do, the more you say, the more people got something to say about you. When at the end of the day, it's like, I'm out here living my life and enjoying my happiness. Why are you hating on me? Like, why do we care so much about celebrities and what they do with their life when their lives is 10 times better than the lives we live today? What's your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I feel like just like with what you said, it's like so many people focused on what everybody else is doing, celebrities and all of this. When at the end of the day, like you just said, these are people that we're never gonna see, bro. Like these are people that we're never gonna see. They're doing things that we're never gonna experience. So to sit here and say like, dang, this person just did this person just did that, where is that gonna make our lives any better, for one? And two, it's like these people ain't at the dinner table eating with us. These people ain't in our bedroom sleeping with us. These people ain't, contributing to our household, none of that. So why are they of any type of factor? So many, and I feel like men and women, like, people all around, so many people base their lives on these unrealistic ideas of having this, having that, or, any type of materialistic thing, when at the end of the day, like they didn't already been there, done that. Yes, they have the means to do these things or whatever. When it's like, I look at it like, everybody is in a different type of box. You feel me? Your box might be bigger than my box. My box might be bigger than your box. You just never know. So I'm not going to sit here and compare my life to yours when at the end of the day, we in 2 different brackets.
I agree with you 100%. All right, so let's go ahead and jump off in this first subject and get it off of Nick Cannon. And then what I'm going to do tonight is a little bit different. We usually don't do this on Sunday Night Live, but we're going to do it tonight. Tonight, we're going to throw the phone number up. It's 602-736-6660.
Yeah.
All right. The subjects that we are speaking on tonight happen to be relationship expectations. And what was the second one?
Gender roles.
Gender roles, relationship expectations, and then gender roles. Which one you want to do first?
Man, let's go ahead and get these expectations out the way.
All right, when it comes to relationship expectations, I think a lot of people are jumping into relationships nowadays and they don't understand what they're getting themselves into, nor are they talking about the expectations of the relationship or who they're with, let alone having the conversation of, this is going to be our relationship. This is what I expect of you, and this is what, let me hear what you expect of me. 602-736-6660. If you got some relationship expectations, go ahead and let us know as well. You can call in on the number. Zay, I'm going to let you start it off, sir. Give us some relationship expectations.
Man, alright, so as I've grown, like, as I've gotten older, I'm 29, I'm pushing 30, you feel me? So it's like, as I've grown and got older, I done been through my fair share of, like, toxic relationships. I done passed up on my fair share of good women, all of that. But nowadays, if it's not contributing to my peace of mind, I'm really not going to care too much for it.
Hold right there.
But it's like so many times when you deal with these different people, you don't know what they got going on in their life. So it's like so many people, for example, like me talking to this particular woman or whatever that I was talking to before a couple months ago. She had all these expectations. Oh, she need a man that can do this, a man that can do that. Like, and then even like, it kind of tied into gender roles. Like, the man is supposed to take out the trash. The man is supposed to pay all of the bills. That's the main one. I even go on that right there. You look for a man to sit here and take care of you and pay all the bills when at the end of the day, are you taking care of this man? What are you doing for this man?
So something that wait, before we can go there, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor.
Spam that like button.
Like the button, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Both are free. All right. So when it comes to that, when it comes to relationships, the traditional relationship of the man taking care of everything it is a hard thing to come by in this day and age. I can speak firsthand. There is not a relationship that I have been in as of yet where I did not pay all of the bills and take care of everything in the home. There's never been a woman that has ever lived under my roof where she actually had to pay any bills, even if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally born and raised with my money is our money and your money is your money. You want to get your hair done, your nails done, do all of that, that's what it's for. But at the same time, I also hustle. There's money that comes in the house that at the end of the day, it's not even really your business, because as long as this house is taken care of, this is mine.
No problem.
Correct. Because I'm never going to be in that relationship where you're telling me what I can and what I cannot do when you don't take care of those things. Now, I've been blessed with a woman where, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, if I'm hungry, there is already food made. It is served to me. There's just a lot of different things, and it is more of a traditional household. So I can run my home as a traditional home because I will never have anything less than a traditional woman, because I am a traditional man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for being that, and it happens on my Facebook quite often, where I'm called a misogynist, I'm called narcissistic and all these other things. But what these women that say this don't even realize is I'm also the same man where just a couple years ago, we were happened to be in Las Vegas, and it was actually someone who I knew. It was their boss, and we were all in our suite, and he decided to beat the shit out of his wife. So I beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
It may be your wife, but you are putting your hands on a woman, and a man is always strong. Like, our hand strength is 10 times that of a woman. Your job is to protect a woman. Your job is to make sure that woman is safe and secure at all times. She should never, ever, ever be worried about you as her man, who should be her primary protector, beating her ass or jumping on her. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, a lot of women do not even understand that as a traditional man, yes, I'm going to hold you accountable for things. As a woman, just as I'm far harder on men, because men fall short of what a man should be, especially by today's standards.
Absolutely.
But then I also have to understand and remember that these men were not raised by men.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because it's like I can honestly sit here and say I was raised by a man. My dad, literally one of the best men I know. But at the end of the day, I see a lot of like, and I ain't even like, gonna sit here and like, I'm not that dude that, talk mess about other people. But it's like, I see it a lot in this generation as well. You got so many dudes out here, like, that would rather live off their woman. I literally had, man, bro, let me tell you, I literally had one of my homies sit here and tell me it ain't nothing wrong getting it out a woman.
But again, imagine this. Imagine being raised by a woman and all you know is a woman paying your bills, taking care of you, providing for you, picking up for you, doing your laundry, cooking, cleaning, calling you a prince by the time you 12, 13 years old. This is my king, my king, my king, my king, my king. But this entire time also in that exact same household saying, I will never need a man. I don't need a man. A man can't do nothing for me. A man ain't shit. I'm independent. I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
You are tearing him down from the inside. As much as you call yourself trying to build him up, you are also tearing him down because the things that you are saying are ruining his own thought process of who he is as a man. You can't sit here and say I'm raising a man as you talk shit about men. That's just my thought process. That's my opinion on that.
No, you absolutely right. You absolutely right on that. A lot of men, a lot of us men will sit here and say like, we want a woman that's gonna submit to us. But a lot of us men need to also understand that we need to show them something to submit to.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's the leadership aspect. They're not leaders, but submission is a whole totally different concept because a woman that submits to a man gets a more submissive man.
Yeah, of course.
Because we're doing everything under our power to actually give you everything under the sun and make you happy in every single solitary way possible. So your small submission actually gets a larger submission. And again, a woman, your loyalty is to not sleep with other men. Our loyalty as men is we will physically die for you. We go to the club and you wearing a tight ass skirt and a dude comes up and grab your ass. Me putting myself up against another man will literally could be a life or death situation. What if he got a gun?
Absolutely.
He can kill me. What if he fight better than I do? One hit, one punch, he can kill me. We literally put our lives on the line for you day in and day out. Like any woman that walks next to me is going to walk to the inside. She's never walking anywhere close to the street. If a car were to hop that curb, I'm pushing you out the way and I'm taking the brunt of all that.
Exactly.
There's a reason there's a saying men and children first. Women and children first. We are meant to lose our lives and give ourselves for women. And the thing about it is so many men don't understand that. And understand that being a leader also means that you are putting yourself out there to make sure that your woman never knows a hard time. Never in her life is she worried about you and what you are doing because you are taking care of her in every way possible and the children that are under that roof.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. And that's how I had to start looking at stuff. Because I ain't gonna lie, I used to sit here and be like, you know what, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Like, I'm not finna sit here and do this for somebody who ain't doing it for me. But at the end of the day, like you just sat here and said, like, a little bit of submission definitely goes a long way. It can definitely go a long way.
But the moment that a man speaks up and has anything to say, we're wrong.
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem.
A woman can sit here and say, hey, as a man, what do you want from a woman? Well, this is what I want. No, you don't. That's not what you want. You're stupid for wanting that. This is what you want. How are you going to tell me what I want as a man? Hold on. Let me do this. Give it up for Dion. She said, so the only answer is stay with the person you choose to have kids with to eliminate broken homes. Well, that goes back to something that I've said many a times where I was called misogynistic for saying that is women need to stop out here just randomly just fucking. There's a reason that the home is broken right now. Women prefer to have sex as opposed to have marriage and raise children as families. And then when you do have the chance to have a family, if you've already had children with someone else, you usually run that man off by talking about the things such as what you deserve or what you should have, as opposed to allowing a man to actually give you what you deserve. Because this is the thing, in order to be deserving, well, you got to know and understand the definition of deserving. It could be that of punishment as much as it could be that of pleasure. Deserving means you get what work you put into the situation. If you're not working to be a better woman for a man, because your job from day one was to be with a man. If you are not doing what you need to do to be good and a good woman for a man, whether it be a good man, a bad man, an indifferent man, you still need to be a good woman. Period.
You can't ask for a good man and
If
not
you're
be
not
a
a
good
good
woman.
woman.
Like I always sit here and tell people that. Like even to take it a step further, you have so many women out here that would just sit here and choose their partner just based off of looks or what they got or anything like that, and then turn around, have a baby by this person and complain, oh, my baby daddy ain't shit, or my baby daddy don't do this, my baby daddy don't do that. We all see red flags when we dealing with somebody, and I'm pretty sure that you knew this man wasn't shit before you sat there and laid down with him. Don't lay down with a man and create a child and disrespect that man that you created that child with. That, to me, that ain't right. But at the end of the day, you knew beforehand. You knew that beforehand.
Hold on, but then they have to take accountability because
Exactly.
there's this no good ass man. Well, why you let this no good man put a baby in you?
Exactly.
You have to be accountable for the fact you can't say that he's a deadbeat dad or he ain't shit or he's a horrible baby daddy, because that also makes you a horrible baby mama. You are just as bad as he is because it took two of you to make said child. So if you are talking shit about your baby daddy, you might as well go ahead and lump yourself in that exact same conversation and put yourself in that same post, because you're doing the exact same thing that he did.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, the only person that is not benefiting out of this deadbeat situation are the children. Because if your children are being raised just by a single mother alone, they're missing something in life. So even a deadbeat dad is better than a motherfucker that ain't around at all. And the crazy part about it is y'all will call him a deadbeat dad, but you also won't let that deadbeat dad who wants to be a part of their child's life be a part of the child's life because of your own personal feelings.
Or sometimes it's about the money too. If you want to
Oh, it's always about the
yeah,
money.
it's always I swear it never fails. Because this man can't do what you want him to do, he's a deadbeat. Even money can't raise your kids. Let's just start it right there. Money cannot raise your kids.
The court system will make a man pay for his children before he will make a man be a father.
Exactly.
The court system will also, in turn, make a woman pay child support before they will make that woman pay or take care or be a part of their child's life. They should stop doing child support and make it a monetary situation and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's 50-50. You get 50% of the time. You get 50% of the time. Y'all are going to co-parent. If you fall short of co-parenting, one of y'all is getting locked up. Or we're going to give full custody to the other parent that can clearly do the job.
And that's
since
fair.
You are not doing that. That is the fairest way
fair.
to do the actual system. Because the way the system is right now, it actually allows women to just go out and have as many kids as they want to and potentially get paid. You're ruining men's lives, but it's also, I look at so many times how men will get with a certain woman, they'll have kids. As usual, it's never him leaving her, it's her leaving him, then talking all the shit about him, but then he'll go get with another woman, have children, get married, and live life and be perfectly fine. Now explain that, because you cannot sit here and tell me that that is a bad man when he did the exact same thing with you that he did with the other person. The difference is he stayed with her, they got married, and they're living happily ever after. So then you have to go, who's really the problem?
Exactly, and it all goes back to accountability. Like even me, I'll be straight up and I'll just put myself out there. Even me with my kids' mothers, I have 2 baby mamas. They cool. One of them don't give me no problems, but the other one, yes, emotionally involved. Feels like I'm obligated to this. I'm obligated to that. When at the end of the day, your life is not none of my concern. As long as I'm taking care of my child, as long as I'm there for my child, that's the only thing that should matter. I shouldn't have to give you hundreds of dollars a week just because you say so. I shouldn't have to, just bend over backwards just because you say so. And at the end of the day, I'm talking to somebody completely different. I'm planning on getting married. I'm planning on, creating a life with somebody and all this, but you don't like the thought of that. Everything that I tried to do with you, it just wouldn't, it just wasn't good enough for the person. It wasn't good enough for you. It wasn't what you wanted. So now you see me doing it with somebody else. Now you want to try to draw me back in and, oh, this person ain't good for you. Oh, you should have just did this. And, oh, how come we're not together? It's always like that when, don't nobody want to see you happy. It's like, it's always like that in any type of situation involving kids. When at the end of the day, if we don't work, we just don't work. And that's what me and my other kids' mother talked about. I have three with one with another. Me and the one that I have three kids with, we understand, hey, we tried it one time, two times, three times too many. It did not work. Cool. I ain't gonna say we're the best of friends, but we're cordial. And we split the time, we split everything 50-50. And that's cool. That is perfect. And that's how it should be. But on the other hand, you got somebody who is all about the money. Hey, can you send me money today? Can you cash at me here? Can you cash at me there? Okay, can I see my son? Oh, we're busy. Like, that makes no sense to me. So it all goes back to the money. It always does.
I mean, we now live in a society where women have fallen more in love with money than what they have with life. It's now about the lifestyle. I just made a post on my Facebook where you got more women out here. They're worried about getting in relationships that are going to include vacations more than it's going to include a family. There's no longer a family dynamic in there. But before we even move forward, let's go ahead and take this quick. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's a good convo, sir. It's a good convo. Definitely appreciate you. All right, so those are relationship expectations. Tell the truth from day one. Be open. Be honest. I mean, we got a little sidetracked with the what came through the chat, but hey, that's what the chat's here for. And again, you can call in live 602-736-6660. If you don't want to chat, you can also call in, and we can actually you can be included in this conversation. Give your input, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. This is a no judgment zone. We don't do any of that here. I've never actually opened the phone lines up on a Sunday Night Live, but I think I'm going to start opening up the phone lines on Sunday nights where people can call in and get a 2 cents. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. So, gender roles.
Gender roles.
Gender roles is going to be one of those things that, well, when the women watch this, they're going to hate that.
Hey, but I mean, it's real at the end of the day. Like, when it comes to gender roles, like, I definitely feel like just going back to the whole household thing, you feel me? Like, nowadays, unless you got a real good ass job, bro, it's like ain't no household just running off of one income nowadays. Straight up, it's not. Mine ain't even doing that, you feel me? But at the end of the day, for a woman to sit here and tell a man, hey, you're responsible for every single bill. I want you to take care of me. Okay, that's fine. But don't preach to me about teamwork if you're going to pass me the ball and never ask for it afterwards. Because not all the time it's going to be, 50-50. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20. Sometimes it's going to be 75-25, 90-10, shit. Or sometimes it'll just be 100% on one end. I've sat here and I've been in relationships with people to where it's like I've taken care of everything. But I've also had my moments to where I fell off, Ain't nobody going to always have it together all the time. But if your partner is off, if your partner is struggling in some type of area, that's where you pick up a slack. But nowadays, a lot of times, your partner, man or woman, nowadays in this generation, they not finna sit here and help you. If you can't do nothing for them, or you can't support them, or you ain't helping them or anything like that, they gonna walk. They gonna skate. You feel me?
Well, gender roles today have actually been like I feel like they're 100% lost.
Mm-hmm.
Gender roles, you got more women that want to do what the man does as opposed to what they want to do because it's actually my job to make your life easier.
Right.
I do make a good enough living to where I can take care of all the bills and you get to actually enjoy life and sit back and fix whatever it is you need to fix with yourself, whether it's your credit or paying off your bills and things like that, right? And we can still live a sustainable, enjoyable life. I mean, me personally, I mean, since COVID has slowed down, but shit, at one point in time, I was literally out of town every 2 weeks and on a major vacation every 2 to 3 months. And when I say major vacations, I'm talking about beach locations and literally going out and having expensive dinners. And you know, when I'm in a relationship, we do date nights.
Yeah.
So we're doing the things that a couple's supposed to do in order to actually be happy, and keep us stronger. On top of that, while at the same time, yeah, I may bust my ass during the week, but when it comes time to do what has to happen, and I'm a father too, so I have my kids, but I have a beautiful work life, family life balance because we do things that the average family doesn't do. And for the most part, it is just that because the 50-50 situation isn't per se 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
My 50 could be the fact that I'm taking care of all the financial things, and your 50 is you're taking care of the home.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean that you're working a full 40 hours and then you have to come home and do everything. I right now work from home. So there's a lot of stuff that I could actually take care of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time if you work out of the home and you come home, you could come home to a much better situation than anything. The only thing that I'm going to say is there are days where I may have a 12-hour day or I may have a 20-hour day. The only thing that I may expect from you, and not even going to say I expect it from you, is a meal. Because as a single man, I cooked,
Right.
I cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
I did laundry. When you came over to my house, you saw my house was fully fitted, fully kitted, and everything was put together. So if you decide, if I move you in, keep my home at that exact same standard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you see something is out of place, and this is where I say to women, and I don't usually give a lot of advice to women because women don't tend to take it. They would much rather call us names and be out and say we're out of pocket. But at the end of the day, a woman doesn't show her true worth until after you have sex with her. After you have sex, that's when she shows her true colors, but that's because now she's emotionally invested. Okay? Women are quick to ask for handouts. Will you get my hair done? Will you get my nails done? Will you do this? Will you do that?
Right.
What they won't do is they won't come over to your house and sleep with you, wake up in the morning, see you get out of breakfast to go pick her up coffee and y'all some breakfast, and you come home and your bed is made. Woman, get your ass up and make his bed.
Mm-hmm.
If you see his bathroom is dirty, clean it.
Mm-hmm.
Do something that shows that you are some value to him, because if he has you in his life and he still has to do the exact same things that he did before you, after you, well, 9 times out of 10, you may have been initially looked at in this lane. You were wifey.
Mm-hmm.
But then you took yourself and put yourself in recreational use. And recreational use is we're just fucking you.
Right.
Now
And
we're
and
just
is
gonna
that
fuck
is that still somebody that you provide for?
No, I'm not gonna provide. There's no way I'm finna provide for you.
Exactly. And you got so many women out here nowadays to where it's like, yeah, they want to they want to get married. They want the loving household. They want a husband. They want the loyalty, all of that. But at the end of the day, what are you doing for me? Like I said, where are you contributing to my piece at? What are you giving me? I ain't asking for money. I ain't asking for you to get my haircut or none of that. But it's like it's just the small stuff, like you said. Like if I'm out working outside the house all day and I come back home and the house is completely dirty, what the hell were you doing all day? If you were at home all day, I get it. Sometimes if you got multiple kids or whatever, yeah, you taking care of the kids. I get it. I'll come home. I'll help you do this. I'll help you do that. My situation with my kids, I get my kids, every other week, if not every other weekend. That's, our little co-parenting schedule. But on days where I don't have the kids and you just sitting at home all day, just not doing shit at all, sink full of dishes, you know, house ain't been swept, mop, clean, none of that. Like, what were you doing? You're expecting me to, get your hair done, like you said, get your nails done. I have to treat you to this, and I have to court you for all of these different things that you want. You're not doing anything to me. I'm coming home, I'm stressed out, I'm hungry as hell, but I can't. You ain't got like no food cooked or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, if the roles are reversed, as a single man, like you said, I was raised in the house with 3 other women. I was raised to cook, clean, do everything that I need to be done because that's stuff that I'm gonna need to do anyway as a man. Whether I'm single, whatever, I need to do that for myself. I got to be able to do it for my kids.
Yeah, but that also goes back to current society, modern day women. They want to sit here and say they're independent. Like they don't even understand what independent means.
Exactly.
Y'all are using the word. You are self-sufficient and you are responsible, but you are not independent. No one in the United States of America is actually independent. We all are relying on something one way or another. Dion again comes back and says, if you aren't working all day, there's no reason you should not have a spotless house and a home-cooked meal.
Absolutely, and she right too.
That is 100% true, but at the same time, I can agree and disagree to that because as a working father with a job, when I was out of the house, my house was still clean and it was a home cooked meal, even when we do it ourselves. So yeah, we agree to that 100% if there's a woman in the house, and even if there not isn't a woman in the house. And that shouldn't even be something that needs to be said, because here's the crazy part. We're going to go into this dream world. Back in the day, men were the only ones that worked, and women didn't have to do anything but raise children and take care of the home. Now, keep this in mind. For the majority of that relationship, there were no children involved because they didn't just go out and just make babies like that. We call those the traditional households. And then, when those women did have children, obviously they stayed home, they cook, clean, and take care of the kids. Now, here we are today. Yeah, we'll do this. Modern day women actually called our grandmothers slaves, and that was slavery because you took care of your home. You had a man that actually paid all the bills and did everything, and you had to stay home and take care of the family, right? Now, let's go ahead and come back out of to where we're at today, where women are single mothers who are required to go home, cook, clean, take care of children, do laundry, do everything else. Now, you ask me this, which one sounds more like slavery? Putting in 40 plus hours of work a week, plus take care of children, you're paying all the bills, you're doing laundry, you're cooking all the meals, you're doing things 100% by yourself. As opposed to having a helpmate that took the biggest load, which is working the 40 plus hours a week and paying all of the bills and also put the groceries on the table. Which one actually is slavery? And yes, again, as Dion said, back then families stayed together. So slavery seemed to keep families together, and then this whole freedom ring, let freedom ring, non-slavery relationships aren't lasting. Please explain that to me. Can anyone tell me how that actually works?
I don't think nobody can actually provide an explanation on that. Me personally, I feel like a lot of women are single mothers by choice. I strongly feel like that because You ain't got to be no single mother. You made the decision to not make it work, regardless of whatever the situation was. Like you knew, you even if you didn't know, it's like you knew. Like you see these red flags. If you knew that this man wasn't this, wasn't that, didn't have this, didn't have that, you spread your legs open for this man. So for you to sit here and like say, okay, yeah, we created a baby, but hey, I don't need this man. He can't offer me nothing or whatever. You are making that decision as a woman to say, I don't want this family to work. I'm gonna make this work on my own. You just became a single mother by choice.
And that is the biggest thing. Single mothers today is 100% by choice. Like, why are women choosing to be single as opposed to being in happy, healthy, loving relationships when there are plenty of suitable men out here willing to be that? 9 times out of 10, the man that you had your children with was really the one willing to be all of that, because what women don't realize is there's very few men. 20% of men are able to even find somebody to have children with, where 80 to 90% of all women are able to procreate or have procreated over history. 80 to 90% of all women have had children, and over history, only approximately 20% of all men were able to procreate and have children. So I want you guys to do the math on that. Going back to the Nick Cannon situation. 90% of the women are sleeping with 20% of the men, but it's the top 20% of men. For this man back here, Zay, hold on just a second. For this man here, he has 4 children. Clearly, he has built himself up in some way, form, or fashion way that women find him attractive in order to procreate with him and show that he has some sort of stability that he offers to a woman, because that is the number one reason that a woman will be with a man. I have multiple children as well. Okay? I have built myself up in a manner, in a way to do so. Now, I can tell you, for me personally, my first kid's mom, I did my best to make every single solitary thing work in order to give her the life that I thought she deserved.
Respectfully.
I actually took her out of a very bad situation, put her in the suburbs. She did not work. I even put her through college. She was uncomfortable, she said, living the life that we lived. After so many years and 2 children, she didn't leave me. I left her because I refused to raise my children in an unhappy household. I know no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My kids are going to see me slapping my woman's ass, giving her hugs, loves, kisses, dates. You're going to hear us having sex, the whole 9. That is what a relationship and marriage is. Why and how? Heard it under my own roof in my own home. That is how I grew up. Anything less than that, honestly, just doesn't make sense to me. Arguing, fighting, beating, all those different things. I can say, yes, it happens, but it's also proven by statistics. That is less than 8% of United States of America. Women being beat on by men is less than 8%. It's actually higher of women on women relationships, of them beating each other. But that is because, again, you take 2 very emotional creatures and you put them together, and emotions are going to run high.
Yeah, recipe for disaster. Off tops.
It's a different outcome. The home itself, the gender roles, when a woman is in her, I call it divine feminine, you are going to bring divine masculinity out of your man. See, men, when we see women or we get with a certain woman, we actually want to work harder. We actually want to build. Let us have children with you. Our first thought process is, I have to raise my child to be better than me. 9 times out of 10, especially in my community, the black community, we weren't able to have whatever we wanted when we wanted. So I'm going to make sure that my children don't do without. If you think I'm running around here, I mean, people have seen pictures of my children. Yep, the same way I'm wearing chains, my kids have chains. I got on Nikes, they got matching Nikes. I wore polo jumpsuits. They all got the same polo jumpsuits. When they were kids, I drive a BMW. Well, then I was driving a Mercedes. They had the Mercedes
Had a little
little
cars,
child. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, when I went to BMW, they went to BMW. I ride a bike. They rode a bike. If my bike was 1,200, their bike was 600. It's a yin and a yang situation. My kids don't go without. You guys have already seen it. Just like I'm doing this podcast, my 8-year-old has his own podcast. I got my 15-year-old son asking me for $700 Kobe Bryant tennis shoes that he can play basketball in as a statement. He wants to make a statement on the court as a freshman in high school. We don't all live the same lives, and it's not that Gucci and great for everybody, but at the end of the day, the whole point of the situation is people need to actually start paying attention. The person that you had children with is usually the best solution for you because, especially for women, once you have children and you go ahead and try to move on to someone else, it's usually not going to work because you are used goods. I had a post that I put up a while ago saying, you as a woman, when you get with a brand new man, especially a man that has no children, if he were to truly think to himself, what are you bringing to the table that another woman, or what are you giving me of you that you haven't given to another man? You can no longer say nothing if you had children because that is the most special gift that you can give to a man.
Absolutely.
If you can't give that man children, you honestly can't give him anything else because all women come with a vagina and all women think their shit don't stink. All women can cook and all women can clean, but not all women can give you children. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, you're absolutely right. That is one of the most precious gifts that a woman can give any man. Like I said, I never really cared about the cooking and the cleaning. I never really cared about anything that a woman can do that I can do myself. Like I said, I can cook, I can clean, I can iron my own damn clothes. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? What can you do for me that's going to, benefit me? That's going to, like I said, contribute to my piece. And that's something that I look for because it's like, I used to be real, real big on looks, but at the end of the day, looks only go so far. I used to be real big on body type. They only go so far. So it's like, no matter how you look, no matter what you can put in the oven or cook on the stove, no matter of anything like that, what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out from the next woman? Like, if you gonna sit here and tell me that, oh, I'm the person that that you deserve to be with, I'm the person you need, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to me, you tell me, how are you the best thing that's ever happened to me? What did you do for me? What did you show me? Granted, I ain't gonna ask a woman for anything. You ain't gotta give me anything, whatever. Cause sex is always gonna be here. It's always gonna be somebody that look better, that fuck better, that cook better. It's always gonna be somebody that does better. But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to learn to love the person I'm with. And that's what a lot of people lose sight of.
I can agree with you on that 100%. I think the society we live in right now is so caught up. Women. Oh, I got a YouTube where her whole being was what she brought to the table, as she said, was this. And then she did a little twirl and showed her ass.
That
Women
ain't enough,
really,
baby girl. That ain't enough.
Looks, if you think your looks don't last, and y'all hate to hear this, but you got a new girl turning 18 and a new woman turning 21. And it's funny how women are the biggest bullies. Oh, you just want a younger woman because you want to train her. You want to
manipulate her.
There's no manipulation in that. What that is a younger woman has less trauma. She's not arguing. She's not going to call me a misogynist for being a man. She's not going to say I'm toxic masculinity because I said, babe, don't worry about that. I'll take out the trash. Or don't worry about opening your door. I'm going to do it. That's toxic masculinity. No, that's not toxic. That's being a man. But if you look at the term toxic masculinity, that just means being a man, period. Mm-hmm. The epitome of a man is toxic masculinity. There's nothing toxic about that. But again, they're doing everything that they can to downgrade men to be this big bad wolf when really at the end of the day, all they're doing is they're breaking up the nuclear family. Women are the most beautiful, precious thing on this earth.
Yep.
Women are loving, you are caring, you are nurturing. A woman will come, and this is what you guys don't even understand as women. Y'all hate it when you see another woman come into your ex's life and care for your children as their own. And y'all will hate that woman for that. Ladies, that is literally the epitome of what a woman is. Y'all take care of homes and families. And that's why it's so much easier for a man to find a woman after even having children with another woman, because that woman will gladly take on another woman's children, because our job at the end of the day is the one to take care of the children financially. She's just going to be her naturally nurturing, loving self.
Right.
And that's what we love women for. But y'all hate us for even doing that, which is, again, keep your family together. Stop pushing your man. See, what happens is so many times, y'all are living your life this way, and then you have children, and you expect that to automatically go up. Because for you, you feel like he's supposed to do more. He can't do more than what he's blessed with, all right? Even if in building a company, I could build a Fortune 500 company right now. But guess what? This is 2022. It won't become Fortune 500 till about 2040. You left it 2025 because it didn't move fast enough for you. But then you're going to come back around 2035, 2036, wishing that you were a part of that because you gave up too early.
Exactly.
A man doesn't even hit his financial stride till around 35 years old or older. So if he hasn't even there, and you are automatically up in this situation just because you had a child, but this is the crazy part. While you're putting this huge expectation on how he should up his lifestyle and up his money and up his income, you haven't done it yourself.
Exactly. And that's where, like I said, when it comes to the expectations, it's like expectations are placed on us men, I feel, way too often. Because even myself, like, just like, when I just like had my firstborn, it's like, you just sat here and said it. You want me to just, just take off and just do this and do that and all that. Okay, cool. I'll be 100% honest. I haven't always been in, like, the best situations, but as I started to get older and as I started to evolve and go through, like, my trials and all of, my things or whatever, I'm in probably one of the best positions I've ever been in right now. And for me to be in, like, this position I'm in financially, to where it's like, I don't have to worry about this, I don't have to worry about that, like, having every single bill on auto pay, like, that's cool. I wasn't like this before, but for, my kid's mother that felt like, oh, wow, like, you can do this with this person, but you can't do that with me. You were the one who walked out. You were the one who quit. At the end of the day, every diamond start off as what? It starts off ugly. It starts off as an ugly ass rock. It got to go through pressure. It got to go through all types of things just for it to, like, become flawless. When it becomes that flawless product, then you can appreciate it. Then you can do all that. A lot of people don't want to do the work.
The work is hard, but again, we also live in a society where women don't have to work to prove themselves. We do. A woman hits half-ass puberty, get a little bit of titties, get a little bit of ass, and they're getting all the attention of the world. And the thing about it is, imagine this. It kind of goes like with if you look at Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
An average chick on Instagram is going to have thousands of followers, and they're all in her inbox. Okay? The best looking, richest man in the world isn't getting a quarter of that attention. Now, that woman can be beautiful today and fat in 5 years from now. She's still getting hit up. There are still men that remember who she was in her prime and are willing to fuck, willing to sleep with her,
and that's the part.
Willing to show her attention. So she never has to work to better herself in any way whatsoever. So by the time she's 35, 40 years old, her standards are way up here, super delusional. Her standards are through the roof, and she's saying what she deserves. Whereas a man, well, in college, you don't want to date us because we're broke college students. At 25, you don't want to date us because we're not mature enough.
Right.
At 30, you don't want to date us because I don't make six figures or drive a Mercedes or I don't own a home. At 35, now I'm everything and all of the above. And now you are ready to knock on my door and say, okay, now you're ready. Well, guess what, ladies? Now I also have the pick of the litter. The same way you noticed my glow up, so did all these other women. And most of them are younger. Now, in the time frame where you were watching me glow up, you was, well, getting ran through. You were dealing with a bunch of different men. You were having babies. I don't have any of that. And then you want me to choose you because you've raised your standard based of all the trauma you've put yourself through and the bad men and all this. And now I'm just supposed to accept you as you are.
Exactly. You preaching right now because it's like I didn't went through something similar just this year. Like as far as me being in a situation or being in a position that I'm in, it's like everybody that didn't sat here and like, you know, let's say took interest or that I've talked to or maybe flirted with or anything like that. Okay, didn't go nowhere. I kid you not, over the course of the last 2 months, I've been getting hit up by every single person I've had dealings with. Oh, you're so attractive now. Oh, you're such a good man. Why didn't we work out? All of these things. But it's like, y'all know at the end of the day why we didn't work out. Y'all know this, like, good goddamn well that y'all wanted to pursue other options. Because, like you just said, when I was 23, I wasn't enough. I wasn't doing enough. When I was 25, I wasn't doing enough. Now I'm pushing 30. Now I got my life on track. I'm, making good money. I'm fishing on my own. I'm growing and I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like I'm looking good, whatever. Now all of a sudden, y'all trying to spin the block. You feel me? Like it don't work like that. And then on top of that, when I did try to show interest, like you just said, you got those women that look a certain type of way, and over time they done dealt with so many different type of men, or they didn't have other kids and all that. I literally one woman straight up told me, even when me and her were first started flirting, dating, talking, whatever you want to call it, she ain't had no kids. I ain't had no kids. This is 6 years ago. Now 6 years past. Now you coming at me with 2 kids telling me how attractive I am and how come we didn't work out and, just all of this. And it's like you throwing all your baggage to me. You wanted me to help you unpack that baggage. But at the end of the day, now I have options. I can sit here and say all of my options, you will definitely be at the bottom of my list now, just like I was at the bottom of your list at the time. You can't sit here and tell me that now I'm attractive. Now I look good. Now you want to be with me. I have literally had a woman tell me straight up that you were scary. It's scary to be with it's scary to be with a good man. Why is that
been
scary?
Been there, done that. That you
Why is that
intimidate
scary?
me. That's what they say.
Exactly.
You intimidate. Why am I intimidate? I can tell you a good man. You ready for it? Ready? Ready for what? Yeah, because you're going to be somebody's husband one day, and I don't know that I'm ready for that. Well, then why are you dating? Why did you hit me up? Why did you...
Exactly.
You threw all this game like you was ready for a man, but then when you realize that I was actually a man, now I'm intimidating. Now you're scared. Now I'm ready and you're not. See, that's the difference. Like, there's a huge difference in life and what people actually go through. And again, we have to work. Like, we go through this thing constantly with Lizzo. We're supposed to accept Lizzo at 5'10", 340 pounds. I'm 5'10", and I'm not 340 pounds. And I can tell you that plenty of women would tell me that I'm fat and out of shape. Make that make sense. Now, this is the thing. I box. I lift weights. I go to the gym very regular. I mountain bike. I bike, period, and I play with kids. There's not any of my children, even my 15-year-old, that can outrun me in speed or distance. Okay? Now tell me that Lizzo can do any of that. Not only that, we are all black. And the number one killer in the United States of America is heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
Close behind that is diabetes. Why do I need to take my ass to the gym and work out because I'm a man, but Lizzo doesn't because she's a woman? I just got to accept it.
Right, we just
She
gotta
is.
accept it.
We just supposed to accept. That's not how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to accept you and all your baggage. And then the thing about it is, I'm supposed to live up to your unrealistic lifestyle wants and needs that you have worked for by zero means whatsoever. But my 6-figure making ass needs to abide by your rules, your laws, and all of your bullshit while I give out all of my options. No longer need to worry about any of the options that I have that are more suitable, better shape, better looking, and less baggage.
Right.
So you tell me who is truly winning in the relationship realm. We have to learn to do better because the things that we talk about and the things that we do, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not accepting you and your bullshit. I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Women outnumber men 11-1. There are also far more beautiful women out there than men that actually can take care and provide for women. I am something that is, you take someone such as Zay, myself, and a few other people that I know who are not married that make damn good money and are great men. You can't come in and tell me that I need to settle now. Just like y'all get so pissed off when we're like, well, whether you like it or not, you actually need to settle. You have no choice but to settle.
Right.
You fucked off your best years. I'm now officially in my prime, according to the sexual market value. And the sexual market value, the market dictates that. I can go to any club right now, and there's going to be a ton of beautiful, willing women that are not argumentative, are not masculine, are not trying to throw in my face how independent they are. And they are willing to come into my house and be a woman, accepting of children and all, and are even ready. I'm ready to open my womb to you. You will be the first. We can get married. I have no problem taking care of everything in this house.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm supposed to accept you who don't want to do half of the work, come with far more responsibilities
And
baggage. And most of you do have baby daddy drama, where in my case, well, we can call my baby mamas up together and have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to dinner. We can do all this. There's not going to be no arguing, no fighting, no bullshit. Kids are going to be perfectly happy.
You never see that though. You never see that nowadays when it comes to any type of situation on the other side. Like, I can't even sit here and tell you any time specifically where I've actually sat and had a conversation with another woman's, other baby daddy, the father of their child. I've never sat and actually talked to one. But I can honestly sit here and say my kids' mothers are perfectly fine. You can sit and have conversations with them.
Well, I can say in my past, I've dated women with children where we couldn't even take it to the next level unless I met their baby daddy, because this is my thing.
Yep.
The same way you about to be around my kids, I'm about to be around your kids, and I am about mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to respect me as a man, and I'm going to respect you as a man. I'm pretty sure you have rules for your children, just as I have rules for my children.
Right.
So we need to sit down and be on the same accord. But and two, like even with my kids' mom, I don't care who you date or what you do. I don't even care that you take them around my children. But I need to meet him, because this is the thing. I don't care how your relationship goes, but this is the thing. If you hurt her, you also hurt my children.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not willing to truly step up to the plate and be a man, please don't try to play house.
Exactly.
Outside of that, anything else you want to do, good luck, enjoy, have fun.
Right.
We don't need to have anything, because I'm never going to talk shit about you. I'm always going to respect you as a man. Even if she talks shit about you, I'm not entertaining that. Keep your drama and your bullshit in your house. That is your man. You chose him just as you chose me. And I always tell a woman too, don't ever sit here and try to disqualify me, because if I chose your ass to be my woman and you feel like you so great, don't you definitely talk shit about the next woman, because if I chose you, why am I not choosing another version of you?
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, it's just go. And if you chose my ass, I may not be God's greatest gift, but I'm damn good. So hopefully you choosing the exact same caliber of a man. So why should I question you what you doing under your home? So before we move forward, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Man, we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, eh?
Oh yeah, I ain't even pay attention, but that's what happens when you get into certain subjects. Like it can go on and on when it comes to relationship expectations, gender roles, like my part, your part. It can go on and on, because at the end of the day, it's always gonna be something that's gonna get talked about in every single relationship.
You know, I might bring you back where we have an in-depth conversation on polygamy. A lot of the callers that call on my Friday show are either polygamous or polyamory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the exact same thing that Nick Cannon's doing right now. That is polygamy. He has multiple women that are monogamous to him, but he is not monogamous to them. And I think there is a huge it is widely misconstrued of what people, their knowledge of it, what it is. It's actually been allowed. See, what women don't even realize is they've been sold on monogamy. Monogamy was sold to you back in 1913.
Mm-hmm.
It was sold to you because that was a way of getting you guys to jump into the workforce so that they could tax you. Well, so they can do the same thing they're doing right now. Right now, there's this thing called inflation. And everybody pays taxes, which was more money for the government. Y'all have bought into it, just like Roe versus Wade. They play on you guys' emotions. Roe versus Wade changed nothing, but it did. Because come November, you guys have to vote now. Because you get to vote on whether you have reproductive rights.
Mm-hmm.
Women weren't voting enough. So in order to get you to vote, they did Roe versus Wade. And it worked out perfectly, because at the end of the day, you guys are buying into it. And, they took away this. They didn't take nothing away. All they did was change whether it was a federal law and to a state law, so each state can make their own decision. Because what you guys don't realize, if at any point in time the federal government would have said, okay, you can never do abortion ever again, there is nothing anyone could have said. So they actually gave you more vying power than you guys even realized. But unfortunately, you guys don't read the laws. You just go off of what is told to you on TV and the rhetoric and the bullshit and the so-called Facebook politicians who ain't even a politician at all, when you could literally just jump online and read the law for yourself and find out what actually changed, what actually changed, what didn't change, and what your rights actually are. Okay? If anything, what you don't understand is, as a man, we have zero reproductive rights. I could get you pregnant right now, and if you decide to have that baby, but I don't want you to, you can do what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then when you have that child, if I want to have absolutely nothing to do with that child, the court system is gonna make me have something to do with that child, financially, right? But this is the crazy part. If I ask you to have a child and you say, yeah, I'm going to have the child, but I'm going to give it up for adoption, I don't even get to say, you can give that child up for adoption, and now I have to fight the adoptive family members for custody of what is 100% rightfully my seed.
Right.
So
make no sense.
It's hella crazy, the world we live in, how much shit we go through, how many rights women actually have that men don't have at all. But we hear the loudest voice coming from women, especially with Roe versus Wade, over the history of abortion. Only 32% of women have ever even done that. And then the crazy part about it is, what is 122 million brown, and black children are the ones that have been killed the most. It doesn't even really affect the Caucasian demographic as much as it does underprivileged black and Mexicans. As a matter of fact, abortion has taken the lives of more black and brown children than slavery has. So there's a whole totally different but demographic, and that's a whole nother conversation that people don't ever want to listen to, and then
have in general.
But because I'm a man, I'm not supposed to talk about women's rights because I'm everything under the sun. I'm a narcissistic misogynist. Whereas y'all don't even realize I fight for your rights far more than y'all do. Mm-hmm. But the crazy part about it is I know more about your rights than you do. Make that make sense.
Yep.
But again, as a father with a daughter, I think it's my job to know that because it's her future that I'm fighting for.
Absolutely.
But Zay, definitely want to say appreciate you for coming, popping on the show. We're going to have you back again. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to get you on a Friday night because a Friday night's where it's super lit, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Sunday Night Live. Again, I'm your man, Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go. Get him! I definitely want to say I appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying tuned in. Like the video. Leave comments. Nobody called in tonight. Surprise, surprise. But we'll get back with you guys on the other side.
Balenciagas on my feet, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I got these pointers, neck and wrist, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in this game, stay in. Oh, boyfriend.